Is your microphone on?
I don't know. You didn't check it. And now we're going to have to... Uh-oh.
Check 1, 2.
Check it.
Check 1, 2.
Check.
Okay. Feeling good.
Okay, we'll just talk about TikTok, and you can throw in whatever, and vote integrity. There's this one article in Michigan that I want to go over, and then there's just so much.
There's so much.
Is it going?
Yeah, but we should let people know that we are not pilots.
There's going to be a definition in that. What are we going to have? There's going to be a.
I don't know.
We're going to put something. We're not pilots. These are coveralls. These happen to be flight suits. But
we're fans of the coveralls.
We're more mechanics of policy.
Hey, that's not bad. I'll go with that. Okay, so what do you want to... Let's chip off, because it just popped out this morning. Let's talk about Fani Willis. You know I have an infatuation with her.
Fahani? Fahini. I love saying that. Fahini Lewis. Like Fat Heiny Lewis.
Yeah, that's so clever.
I mean, it's factual. She's got a fat hiney.
So it came out that it's either going to be Willis or Wade this morning. One of them has to recuse themselves from the case against Donald Trump in Georgia and election interference and all that kind of thing. And it's kind of a cop-out with the judge, right? Because it's like everything's there with the impropriety and all this kind of things.
Just what do you think? What's your opinion on it?
Well, my opinion is that, I'm setting the ground rules, that it's like this guy kind of took the easy way out by saying, okay, one of you has to leave the case, and keep it as simple as that. So, it's like there's no winner in it. There's no nothing. It's like
What do you mean one of you has to keep the case?
Well, it's either Willis can stay or Wade can stay, but the judge said one of you has to recuse himself from the case.
And of course, as Wade's going.
Well, presumably that's what's going to happen. I mean, Fani hasn't come out and said anything, given her public statement yet from a church pulpit.
Because she needs to go find a dress to put on backwards, and then she can go to a public statement.
No, you're going to point that out. I think that's still, subjective. But I did look into that. And
Fran looked at it too. Fran goes, "That's not backwards." I go, "You show me how." 99% of women's dresses are dressed in the back, zipped in the back.
I didn't even look at it that closely, quite frankly. But
I know.
Anyway, it's neither here nor there. It's just yet another example of the constant political circus that this whole thing's good. I know what I want to mention, and you get your take on this.
Well, let's go on to the judge. What the judge you think he just? I didn't even know anything about that. I just heard he made a decision. I didn't even look
this morning.
This
Yeah.
morning, yeah.
So we're very timely.
I mean, so he just kind of. That's a cop out. Is that what you just said?
Yeah. I feel it's the easy way out. It's not necessarily a cop-out, but it's the easy way out, because he's able to just kind of act like he's... Are we centered here?
Not really.
Is it... So anyway, the point is that...
like this.
Uh-oh. We'll see how it goes from here. It's like they threw out 6 of the charges, I guess. There's still a hell of a lot
what 6 did they throw out? What 6 charges?
I don't know, but 6 of them. But it doesn't matter, because
But that was Mar-a-Lago. That wasn't...
They're still dozens.
That wasn't Georgia. That was Mar-a-Lago. Was the 6 where they threw out 6, right?
No, that was...
It was Georgia?
Georgia.
I didn't know that. I mean, I guess I just thought it was Mar-a-Lago.
Well, you're talking about, okay, let's transition to that. So you're talking about the classified documents case in Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
And, they're trying to have it thrown out right now in New York.
Because of the President's Records Act. Presidential Records Act,
right.
Yeah.
And my personal opinion is that, which you probably may or may not echo, is that what's the difference between Biden and Trump? And what we should always do is look at these people. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like there's no difference.
There's no difference in the act, but there's a huge difference in the Presidential Records Act, because Biden was not a president. Right?
I don't know anything about what that means, what you just said, but you're talking about the Presidential Act.
Their act of taking documents was the same. Well, it wasn't even the same. That wasn't even the same. The physical act of removing the documents, they both did. Trump's were secured, Biden's were not. Trump was the president, Biden was not. The case should...
See, that's more than I knew before. But all I'm looking at is the kind of the baseline here, that you're talking about classified documents that both of them had in their private residences.
But the president has the authority to instantly, as he takes from the White House, declassify them. So it's called the Presidential Records Act. So that Trump has the authority to move it. Like all other presidents, they did some sort of a thing about the documents that previous presidents have taken.
Yes, but
like Obama took 100, like tens of thousands. Trump took like 4,000 documents.
What's the protocol then for when a president needs to declassify documents and enable them to take them into their own personal library or archives?
That's a good question, and I honestly want to say that as soon as the president removes those documents, it's declassified.
Just by verbally, just saying it like in his head, hey, I declassify these. I declassify them.
No, he has authority to take classified docs, and he can't. I don't know, but he can't show them to a reporter.
He can't brandish them as they are claiming.
Brandishing is not a big deal. You can't read a thing from this far away from where the
it's
so
exposing them. It's all about
Trump. He's just kind of going, this is what I got, and he didn't show them.
Well, he didn't have him read it, I know, but it's like brandishing a weapon. I don't know. It's also pathetic. My point is this: is it declassified, not declassified? It's a good argument that you're making, but the point is that Trump had these in his garage. Biden has him in his garage.
Broken, open. Biden's cases were broken. The lids were off.
Okay. Regardless,
Trump's were locked in Trump. Okay, go ahead.
But the point is that Trump is being raked over the coals.
He is.
And threatened with jail time.
And Biden's not.
And Biden is not.
I know.
And so just flip.
Two-tier justice system, that's what it is.
Flip the names. That's what I always do to myself, is when I read something anti-Trump or anti-Biden, I flip the names, or anti-Republican, anti-Democrat, and I'm like, how would I feel if this was against whomever, if it was on the opposite side of the aisle?
Who is whomever?
And that's what you need to do. And it's like, this is clearly not fair. It's not unbiased. It's not objective.
You can do that. You can be objective. Objectivity is not a strong suit of people. Some people. But I mean, yes, it's just terrible. Sorry, I had.
Anyway, I'm kind of aghast at this whole thing is still continuing on.
I'm aghast.
And it's just like if it was flipped, and Trump was being skated through, and Biden was being,
that's just bull. It's complete bullshit. Yeah,
it's like there'd be a hue and cry out there.
The point is yeah. I mean, if you want to talk about legally, Trump had the legal right to take the documents. Biden took all his documents when he was VP, so he doesn't have that
presidential executive authority.
Yeah, he doesn't have the privilege of not anonymity of innocence. He that is not innocently taken.
Right.
Presumption of not even that. And so that is one. Two, Trump had the CIA and he told them what documents he was taking before he took them to Mar-a-Lago. Biden did not. They didn't have any idea. Biden's saying he didn't even know. Biden's saying that he said his staffers took him.
I know.
And he didn't. And then there's eyewitnesses saying they saw him packing his documents. But it's just, and then the bottom line is Trump took them legally, which you can do as a president. Biden was not a president, so he couldn't do it legally. It was illegal for him to take them.
But George, we all have to
he's exonerated.
He's exonerated. I've touched a nerve.
Well, anytime people...
And he's not exonerated because they all came out after Herr's thing and said, "Oh, well, you exonerated him," and because the reason they use that term
capacity
is because they want it into the transcript.
Okay, now we're switching around.
That they said that. Well, I'm just saying that's the reason that these guys use that term, exonerate, when they talked about her and brought him in front of the Congress.
We'll say that again.
When what's his name? God dang it.
You're worse than I am. Biden or Trump?
No, they brought her in front of a congressional committee to talk about his report on Biden, et cetera, and these two Democratic senators were like, "Oh, it's because you said," or reps or whatever. They
like Ann Rice, who
said, "I can't think of it right now."
What position was she?
I can't think of it right now. He's somebody on the committee. So anyway, the point is that he says, "You exonerated Biden, blah blah blah," and her had to say, "You keep using that word. I did not exonerate him." at all. I'm just giving the facts, and that's the whole point. But the reason they use the term exonerate is so that it's in the transcript. My point being that the difference between the two is that Biden is just a befuddled elderly person.
Well, that's what makes
it makes it okay.
That brings me to my point.
But he can't have his finger on the nuclear button.
Hang on. Well, this brings me to my point before you jump in and take my point from me.
Okay.
How they're saying he was ruled by what's his name? They can't incriminate him or they can't prosecute him because he's feeble old man. He has dementia, right? So they said that. Hang on, let me finish my point, then you can correct me, okay? And so, but the point is, and then they're saying how lucid and how alert he is on his State of the Union speech. So then, can we go back and then now you can be convicted of taking the documents because you're so lucid and you're all with it. Yeah. So what did her say?
Well, what her implied, what he actually said, is that he would be perceived as that by a jury.
Right.
So there's no reason for it to go to trial because a jury would look at him like a kindly, elderly person with a poor memory that doesn't know what he did or didn't do.
And it's funny because I see him as an articulate, smart man.
He's sharp as a
door
whippet
nail hammer. As a
all right. Is it still morning?
We're messing this episode up. Thank you.
We're not messing it up. We're just pissed at things. Okay, are we breaking?
Yeah, the Biden thing. Just sum it up. Do your research and look at the differences in the two cases, and just acknowledge facts, please. Okay, we'll cut.
Okay, wait a second. Any Netflixes?
Netflixes?
Mm-hmm. Anything to recommend?
Wait, we're stopping? We're going to the next segment. Yeah. Go ahead. You have one, I know.
Well, we just watched Forgotten Love.
I looked at that. Is that the one where they come back from the dead?
No.
Okay.
No.
Not interested. No, just kidding.
But it's a Polish film, and I'm telling you,
subtitles.
All of these Polish films we've watched lately.
Did you do overdub or subtitled?
We always subtitle it, and because I want to hear it in their
I have
voice.
to because I'm deaf.
But the point is that it's a little sappy, but it's a good movie, man. It's well crafted.
Oh, it's a movie.
The acting is good. Yeah, Forgotten Love is my latest recommendation on Netflix. A little sappy, but you get pulled into it.
Go
ahead. It's a feel good.
Finish your review.
That's it.
No, I totally cut you off. I'm sorry about that.
You did not. No, those are supposed to be briefing. Okay.
Yeah, but hang on. No, I got a Netflix.
Did you do one today?
I did one. Remember, I bought it over here real quick. But we got into The Warrior on Netflix, that series.
Oh yeah. Oh,
it's 20s. Series? It's mid 1920s, late teens, early 20s of the 1900s, and it's Chinatown in San Francisco.
Oh.
It's pretty cool. It's all sex. There's a lot of fucking homo sex, so excuse me, a lot of homosexual sex, and that's something I don't really care to watch. I don't even care to watch porno on regular, heterosexual.
It's not really your demographic. You're not really their demographic.
It's the more thing that bothers me more is, I'll tell you the review of Warriors later, but the thing that bothers most about that, this just segues right into Netflix's wokeism, but they. There's, say, 6 couples, 6 romantic episodes on the series, and 3 of them are LGBTQ. So it's like, it's so...
Did you just say the acronym? I'm not to cut you off. Did you say the acronym correctly?
Yeah, LGBTQ.
How did you memorize that?
Well, because it's easy.
It's 5.
Whatever, Q plus and 2, it's actually... 2S LGBTQ plus. You know what 2S means? Two spirit.
Oh, that's good.
It's not good. It's absolutely insane.
Right here. It's right here.
Insane.
Two spirit in my heart.
It's like I'm not going to make fun of mentally disabled, but I'm not saying being gay, being attracted, physically attracted to somebody's a whole other thing than chopping off body parts and taking drugs.
This is a rabbit hole. But
it is a rabbit hole.
I do want to say one thing because it's like I keep seeing that LBG
2A or 2S.
No, what's the short one?
LGBTQ Plus.
LGBTQ.
LGBTQ.
Because it's like GLAAD, GLAAD.
What does that acronym stand for?
I think it's like gay and lesbian, something. But it's
Advancement
easy.
Association or something.
Yeah, but it's easy to say because you know what you're talking about. Yeah, but it's like can't you come up with like
Libatuka.
Can't you come up with something like that says something verbally, like you could say it right, like LGBTQ.
Well, because it's lesbian, bi, gay, trans,
Well,
queer.
I know, but like,
so
let's put some,
how can you do that?
put some vowels in there.
Oh.
LGBTQ. Q.
What are you, from Russia?
All right.
But anyway, the Warrior movie, the Warrior thing, it's really good. The thing that bothered me most, that didn't bother me the most, but it's just like, it just shows Netflix thing, and that's just a craw on my side, a thorn in my side. But the dialogue, because they're 1920s, and they're just like, we're going to go scrap. Hey, man, we got to get some, they talk like it's, they're gangsters.
Modern vernacular.
Yeah, thank you. Modern vernacular. Of the ghetto vernacular, because it's like a ghetto, it's all poor and everything, and it's just, that's what bothered me. But then you get used to it, and then we actually went through 8 episodes, and now we're totally hooked, and we're on 3rd season. Okay.
Well, look at you. All right.
Pretty good. I lost you. I lost Tim about halfway through.
Well,
hope you guys listen, because my brother doesn't give me the same courtesy.
I miss it. Getting back to your thing, it's like I just don't like it when it gets
you do drink a lot of coffee.
Like we watched the series.
Oh, it's porn. There's like butt cheeks going flying and just like it's total porn.
Oh, see, I'm not into that.
Me neither. But I mean, it's like, but we like it so much. It's just like,
from a storytelling standpoint.
We're just thankful some of it's heterosexual, because it could be all,
Well, I don't care. Look at, and again, it's like, what is this? One love.
One love. Tim, it looks good on screen too.
One love. Okay, for everybody.
Bob Marley.
I just am not the demographic that chooses to watch gay.
You can't watch any Netflix then.
Well, we watched Halston, which was with what's his name, and that was a really well crafted show. I think it was a miniseries, like a 3-episode series, possibly 6 episodes. I can't remember, and it was awesome. But there was like some very graphic scenes, not to what you're describing. But there was like
Game of Thrones.
There was like 2 or 3 of them or whatever. I mean, it was just enough. I was like, okay, I can take it. And it's like, but it's like I'm just not attracted to that. And it's like the argument is that, well, you don't need to be attracted to it. You need to appreciate it. It's like I don't need to appreciate it. I don't need to do anything about it.
No, you must. You have to. You have to appreciate that.
It just doesn't.
Because you can't have a mindset of your own. You must appreciate that.
It doesn't speak to me. It's like I find, it's like I don't find it attractive. That's all. It's very simple. It's like I don't mean any ill will.
I find it, you're represented already. So for fuck's sakes, don't shove it down my throat. Yeah, here.
Well, dude, they're after a certain demographic.
That's pretty good.
You're not yet, for fuck's sake.
You got to drop the bomb, though.
Well, I already said it.
The bomb is good. Yeah. Oh! Wow, that sounded very Mrs. Doubtfire. Or very birdcage.
Anyway, no prejudice or anything like that. Low battery,
That's
bro.
Bad.
What the heck?
What the fuck?
Oh, now we're boned because we can't plug it in and operate the system.
Doesn't that kind of...